and welcome to the Abergavenny Town Chat podcast. My name is Sandra and I'm the Principal Officer for Abergavenny Town Council. And with me today is Councillor and Town Mayor, Councillor Philip Bowyer. So, Mayor of Abergavenny for 2025-26, have you any plans for your year as Mayor?
Yes, I think we can have an exciting year this year. I want to make sure when I'm Mayor that we bring into our council thoughts and activities the young people of the town. We will try and liaise with the different sporting associations, different associations that young people are involved in, and to listen to them and find out what they want from Abergavenny. There's too many old men like me around. We want to get young people much more involved in this.
That sounds really positive. I know that you have reached out to several organisations, and so far you've been able to go and meet the Abergavenny Scout Group. How was that going to see them on one of their evenings?
I found meeting the young people extremely exciting, interesting. Some weeks before we had the Abergavenny netball team in here, and it was a very similar reaction that we had when we went to the Scouts, something that starts off shy and quiet, but once you start talking, they come up with lots of ideas, and they're very enthusiastic. Some of the ideas I'm not sure we can do anything about, like wanting lots of nice traditional sweets shops in the town.
Yes, that was a popular theme.
Or Starbucks or various other things. But on top of that, they were very aware of what goes on in the town and what they want. I was particularly impressed at the Scouts meeting where they were talking about how we could keep the town tidy, clean, where we needed waste bins because they thought some are not in the right places and so on.
So when you met with the Scouts, what were some of the ideas that they came up with?
Well, as I said, there were the ones we expected. There were also ones about the skate parks. Is it skate parks? Yes.
Yes. They're asking for different types of equipment to be put in, wasn't it?
They want some more complex tracks, I think. They think the ones they've got are a bit too small and easy these days. Yes. So that was definitely one of the things that a lot of them seem to be interested in. They were also mentioning that it's not only Bailey Park in town, that there are other places which we should be looking at as well.
Yes.
And so that I think we can look at in the year, see how we can help in different bits of the town.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. A lot of them were showing a lot of interest in cycling and mountain bike trails, and it was quite interesting to hear about the fact that they were trying to highlight issues around cycling safety and always making sure everyone was wearing a helmet and things, wasn't it?
No, I was very impressed that came up, actually. I come from an era where we didn't wear helmets when we were riding bikes. So the fact they were very conscious of it, I think that's an important change. Nobody wants to see kids getting injured. So the fact that it's in their heads, they know why they have to do it, I think is very good.
No, it was really
Excellent.
keen. I was quite interested when we were talking to them about the fact that a cycle helmet has a shelf life and that you need to renew it every couple of years. I had absolutely no idea, so I came away educated from that as well. So that was quite nice.
No, you're right.
So what's the plans for the next couple of months? So as a mayor, do you get to have anything that is of a civic nature?
There are lots of things of a civic nature which go on. The immediate one is the official civic ceremony, which will take place next month, and where I hope we'll have a very big turnout, and it will be one of the especially if the sun shines. It could be one of the highlights of the year, as we get all the councillors to dress up in the traditional gowns and hats and so on, and parade through the town. I know it sounds a little odd at times, but it is actually quite an impressive spectacle for people to see, that they don't realise this tradition that the town has.
Yes.
We are, 125 years old now?
This is it.
And there is a lot of tradition. I found it rather surprising but nice that actually when we've had people here in the office, they get very interested in all the regalia of the place. Our mace, our latest edition, our big bell that we've acquired recently,
Yes.
and all the uniforms with their fur and all the rest of it. People begin to realise that there's more to the council than just, it didn't appear today, that it's been around a long time, and I think they get interested in that. So one of the things I hope we can do, like we did with the netball players, is that we could get some of the scouts around so they can see and we can talk to them about what the council does, because we're very, I think for them, we are very distant from their lives a lot of the time. So if we can get them in groups here where we can sit down, talk together, drink tea and look at all the stuff we have hidden in these cupboards, I think that would be very interesting. We could get some ideas out of that. And I also hope that it's not just us getting to know people, but that in the course of the year we can use our means to try and, with them, to raise money so that we can support the organisations to which they belong.
Yes.
One thing I've learned in Abergavenny is we have an awful lot of associations, groups, clubs, and all of them need money at the end of the day.
Yes, indeed.
So if we can raise some money to help them on their way to develop in the future, I think that would be a good achievement for my year as mayor.
That'll be very positive. This is it. So you've not always been an Abergavenny resident, have you? So what brought you to Abergavenny and then on to the town council?
I'm not an Abergavenny resident, but I claim that I have historical roots in the county of Monmouthshire. So I was born in Newport when it was still part of Monmouthshire. My grandfather and all of the Bowyer side of my family originate from Usk and various places around Monmouthshire. So there was always a kind of historical link with the area. But it was actually something of an accident that I came to Abergavenny. I retired, came back from Switzerland where I'd spent most of my working life, and was looking for somewhere to live in Wales, because I'm very proud of the fact that I'm Welsh, even if I lived as a kind of immigrant abroad for most of my life. And I came here, saw an advertisement in an estate agent window for a house to rent. I rented it and said I need it for a month while I find somewhere to live. And now, 15 years later, I'm still here. And what I found astounding was that within days of arriving, I'd started to make friends. And once you make one friend, two friends, then you sit in the pub or wherever you are and you get introduced to other people. And within a few weeks, I felt as if I had a real home here. I knew lots of people. In fact, far more than I knew in the place that I'd left in Switzerland.
Yes.
It's a different culture. It's a very warm culture, I find. People are very considerate of others in this town
They
as well.
are.
So as I stayed here, I just got involved in things. I was involved in the campaign that went on to keep the market, which is now Morrison's, campaign which I lost, but you don't always win campaigns.
This is it.
I got involved in the campaign to get the bridge over the railway,
Yes.
which we did succeed, and it's now open. So that was, if I lost one, I won another one.
Yes.
But through those kind of activities, I think that's what brought me to the conclusion that if you want to do something in the town, you really should stand for election, become part of the council, because we can make decisions that affect a lot of people, and it's the only way you can do it really is by being involved. So that's how I got involved. I wasn't really sure, I never even thought that I would be mayor one day, but of course, being a councillor now for 3 years, and getting to know the way the council works, I felt that it was time, that I have something I can contribute in the year, and I will do my best to make sure I do.
Oh, I'm sure you will. And I think that it's going to be quite valuable being able to use your year to reach out to and help inspire some of the youth in the town to maybe look at finding out more about what the council does and what we can do to affect change in the town. As you say, we're the first step in local government. We're here on the ground and can do things day in, day out that maybe people don't realise. I don't think many people realise that from the age of 16, people have a vote. So talking to those young people at the netball team and the scouts is actually quite a nice way to start educating them on how they can get involved in local democracy. So with regards to the funds that you're hoping to raise, are there any particular groups that you're looking to reach out to that you'd like to know a bit more about?
Well, in addition to the young people and the sporting groups which I mentioned, my intention will be to try and support the Seven Corners again. I got to know Angie and the work she does there, and I think they do a fantastic job. In difficult circumstances, it's not an easy task which they've taken on, but it's very important to cater for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing about Seven Corners, is it tries to bring in people who have nowhere else to go because there aren't suitable places for them. But in addition to that kind of fundraising, charitable work which we do in the year, it mustn't be forgotten that we have a larger role than that. One of my first meetings this year was with the Abergavenny District Tourist Association, and it's difficult to exaggerate the importance of tourism to Abergavenny. Over the past 30 years or so, a lot of the industry, the businesses which supported the Abergavenny population have disappeared. Yeah. And more, it becomes dependent on tourism. So work we can do with people like those in the Tourist Association can be very valuable for the society. And also on a day like today, I can't ignore what is going on in the wider scene in Abergavenny. And this week there's been a lot of talk about the Muslim Association which operates and their desire to seek a new headquarters in Abergavenny. It's aroused some feelings which a lot of us don't like, which divide people either deliberately or accidentally. But what's really impressed me about this week and made me hopeful is that many people have come out in support, that they want that community to be part of the bigger Abergavenny community. In fact, they already are, but it will be a community with their own home from now on.
That's it.
And I think that shows me something I said towards the beginning about when I arrived here, the ex-immigrant from Switzerland, how welcoming people were. Yes. And I think it's very, very important that in the council we remember we have that role to play of bringing people together, and that's what makes Abergavenny a great place.
It really does. Well, thank you very much for joining us today at the podcast. If you've got any questions or queries, please do get in touch with us via the website, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.